Of you, due to some medical emergency yesterday, I am not able to take the session, and my friend Navendu has taken it. Thanks a lot, Navendu. And yet, I am back again with another session of CSS Grid. I hope the things which we have taken here are loud and clear, and you all will be able to cope up with the topics covered. So let's wait for some seconds and we'll see the grid now. So let's wait for some seconds. We will be taking grid for 2 days, for today and tomorrow. So half of the topic I will be covering today, and rest will be covering tomorrow. Hello all, welcome all. So let's start now. Don't we have short of time today because grid is a very vast topic, and as I told you, for rest 2 days we will be doing only grid and grid. And in case we have some time, we will be doing a minor project, but it depends on the time flow. So let's start now. So this is a VS Code, and this is the blank folder which I have created. So let's create a new folder. Drag it. So it's there. So let me. So index.html. 1 minute. 1 minute. Typing error. Let's start now. So just move it. CSS Grid. Okay, so I hope you all will be able to see the fonts, and in case you want, I will make it a little big. Okay, so I hope it is now clear. So let's close the folder, and here what we will be doing, we will be starting with the grid now. So what is grid? Grid is a two level layout where we will be doing styling in rows and columns both. Flexbox is limited to only one directional, but grid is limited. Grid works on two directional. So I would like to tell you one thing in case people who are using Bootstrap and like and would li- and if they would like to come out of Bootstrap, they can usually they can start with grid, and it will help you out to overcome with the bootstrap. 1 minute. कैमरा इसका ऐसा आ रहा है. So let me start now. So grid is a very important function in CSS which is used to design the website in a very very smooth way. So let me start now. So in order to explain how grid functions, let me tell you, let us go to the code, and we'll explain you the properties of grid with code. So which will be easier for you to understand that how grid is functioning, how we are targeting individual rows, individual columns, a complete row, a complete column, like that. So just give me a second. If inside this we will be using, so inside this we will be using this 10 items. So you can see all item have a common class. Okay, and the class are common. This is a this is a parent which has the class container, and rest these all 10 items are children's. So why we have created this? There is a reason in order to explain the property of the grid, that how it is functioning in both row and column wise. So let us run it see in live server. I guess it is opening. Hmm. 1 minute, 1 minute. So as you all can see, it is showing simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As there is a row level element, it is one. It is now one after the another. So let me put some basic styling there. So let's create another folder. Let's link it out, as we have not linked. Now save it, and yes, you all can see how it's working. So I hope you all remember, this is a basic styling part which we all have completed. You, as you all can see, border box, the font family, font size, color, we all have completed. We all have covered in the last sessions from since Monday to Wednesday. So this is the 10 item grid, and we are not touching container as of now. We will be only targeting any and individual items. I will tell you how to target and what is the outcome. So as you all know, grid works on both row type and column type. So let's start now. Dot display grid, and so nothing will happen. Why? Because it's a row level element. Ideally, by default, grid works on row level. In order to change it to column level, we will tell you how to change to column level. So grid column grid template column. This is a property of the grid where we are using grid template row and grid template column. Okay, so grid template rows. So how many rows? Of 200 px. No, let's do it as 100 px. 500 px. Control S. Why it is not comparing grid template column? Grid template. Okay, display grid. So we'll do one thing. We will do 200 px, 500 px. So remove it. And as I have told you earlier, try to copy the class name as what I had done wrong here. See, now it's coming. Because so many classes we use, and it happens so many times that we use the class names of different names, and sometimes spelling mistake also happen. So it is ideally recommend to please copy the container name so that the possibility of error minimize. So as you all can see, what happened with grid template column, two columns of 200 px and 500 px has created by default. Okay, so I would recommend, or I would like to tell you that in grid, please use Firefox Developer Edition. Why? Because grid, as you all know, it works on rows and columns. So the rows, there is, if you all can see the gap. Let me tell you one thing. Grid gap 5px. See, hope you all can see the lines, this line. These are called as grid gaps. So in order to align, in order to target the column, Firefox Developer Edition is a browser which will help you a lot. And you all know from where to where an item has to be moved or an item has to be targeted. So let's open it in a developer Firefox Edition. I have already opened. This is the Firefox Developer Edition, and let's inspect this. Oh, where is the container? See, hope you all can see the numbering here. So that's why this will not come in a browser, any of the browser. This will only be visible, these numbers, as you all can see, -1, 2, 1, 0. The the numbering of the borders, or you all can say these are called implicit or explicit. I will tell you what is implicit and explicit in some time. So I hope you all can see how it comes. Right click, inspect, and check all. See. Okay, so let's move it on further. So here, as you all can see, we have introduced grid template column. So let's add grid template row. There is shortcut GTR, grid template row. So let me see of which size we would like to have the row. So let's create 3 rows, 100 px, 50 px, 200 px. Save it and see. So I will be closing the developer edition now. No, sorry, the inspect, in the inspect part. So what has happened here? As we there are 10 items, and we have created column of two sizes, 200 px and 500 px. 200 px is the 13579, and 500 px is 246 810. And the rows of 100 px, 50 px, and 300 px. 100 px comes under 1 and 2, 3 and 4 50 px, and 300 px is 5 and 6. So what has happened to 7, 8, 9, and 10? By default, system has the ability to adjust the remaining items in a default manner. This what has happened here, because if we don't give anything earlier, if you can see, let me show you. Control C. By default, if we have not given any grid template row or grid template column, system has adjusted it accordingly. So let's remove it out, Control S and C. So now what we will do, we will go to another topic, as I have already completed grid gap. So what are implicit tracks? As I have already uh, took the word implicit tracks and explicit tracks. As you all can see, the lines are horizontal also and vertical also. Implicit tracks, implicit tracks are the dotted items. You see, let me zoom it out. One more thing. 1 minute, 1 minute. Let me inspect this. So see, now see the dotted lines. The dotted lines are implicit tracks, and the dashed lines, dashed, are explicit tracks. So you all can see the dotted lines. Dotted lines are implicit tracks. These starting from 3, please see my cursor, 3, these are implicit, and these vertical are explicit tracks. These explicit are identified by dashed, and dotted tells us about the implicit. So now we will move on to what is left now. Hmm, there is another property of grid. Where is the cursor? Yeah. So let me minimize it and make it actual. So I will be telling now grid auto rows. What is grid auto row? Let me tell you one thing. Control S. See, the gaps, the grid gap has now been maintained depending upon the element present inside the items. It adjusts accordingly for the next items. See, this gap and this gap, it has been adjusted automatically. This is grid auto rows. These are the properties. You can note down the keyword so that you can be able to link the keyword with the examples shown here. So now let me do one thing. Let me control S. Why only two? There is a property called auto flow. What is auto flow? In case if we add another item, okay, item number 3, so where the item will come in the screen, either in the same row, that is 1, 2 and 3, or below 1 or below 2. So there is a property called auto flow where we can place a new item in the row side or the column side. I will tell you how. So let me add one item. We'll do copy it, Control+C, and we'll item 3. So by default it comes below 1. So what do we want? We want grid. We want this item in row. So grid auto row. Why it is not coming? Grid auto row. There is some error, I guess. Grid item 3, fine. Grid auto row. See, yes, it's working now. Because why it is not coming? Because we have already given grid template column and grid template row. So see, as soon as we have created the another grid, it has come. Let me see. So moving back and activating this things. Okay. So moving to the another part. Let me remove this. See, as soon as we have added a new item, in order to add in column, we have given a command as column. In order to add in row, control S. So moving on to the next topic, we will that is grid CSS grid sizing. What is CSS grid sizing? I will tell you. Let me change the basic scaling now in order to understand this. And here we will be adding some more divs. Why adding some more divs? Because now the properties what we will be covering or we will be telling works on a large scale or a big web page. I will show you how. See, earlier we have only 10 items, and now we have with 15 items. So why 15 items? There is a reason why 15 items. I will tell you how. I will tell you why. Because what we will be doing is we will be targeting now individual wise item. I will tell you how. Let me copy the container name first. Display grid. So by default, it works on row, so nothing has happened. Display grid. So here, what we will be targeting. we will be targeting uh, how to create how to adjust these 15 items in row wise or column wise in a screen, in a particular screen. So for this, let me add sorry, grid template column 25. See, grid template column 25 percentage, 25 percentage, 25%. What is this 25 percentage? This is basically what the entire screen has been used. And as you all can see, let us add some grid gap also. Grid gap 20 px, save it, and now it is looking beautiful. Okay, fine. So what I want to tell you here, let me um let me add some border also. So as you all can see, we have a border here. Okay, but this actual items 4, 8 and 12, we are going out from this border what we have created. So how to adjust inside the border, and it is let me, one second, see, it is going out of the screen 4, 8 and 12. So in order to adjust, why it is happening, because the 25 25 20 25 multiplied by 4 plus a grid gap of 20 px has also been added after 4. So that is why it is happening. So how to adjust it, let me tell you how to adjust it. 1 minute. See, it's done now. So there is a property called as fr. Fr means, what is fr? In case anybody know the full form, field repeat. So what we will be doing here, we will be using the property of fr. How to use it? 1 minute. one FR. Now see what does this FR did. So grid template column, 3 columns have created, one column of 200 px, another of 150 px, and the last one of 1 FR. So the space remaining after this second column has been took by the third cell, which has the item number 3. This is the function of 1 FR. The entire space has been taken out for this item. This is the function of FR, and in case we give 1 FR, so only the complete space has been only the complete space has been used once. In case we give 1 FR space 1 FR, I will show you 1 FR space 1 FR. See, now this is of 200 px, this is of 150 px, 1 FR and 1 FR. I hope we are going very slow, which is easy for you to understand. So you can also give 2 FR also. 2 FR, control S. So what has happened? 200 px, 150 px, 1 FR, 2 FR. The space from here to here has been divided into 2. The 1 has been given to number 3, and twice of 3 has been given to number allotted to number 4. So there is another property. Let me show you auto. So let me remove it. What is auto? Auto is see the size of 1. Depending upon the size of the element, this particular space has been allotted to the item. See 1, 4, 7, 10, 12. Now the another column has been created after the space left. See 1 FR, 1 FR. I will change it to 2 FR. See, the twice of the space has been given to number 2, and the remaining 1 FR, half of the space of number 2 has been given to number 3. All these are very helpful for you when you are into a real project. So I will tell you, we'll add, we'll change the item 4 to control S. See the power of auto. Automatically he has this cell has adjusted as per the content here. 1 front end developer, 7, 10, 13. This is the power of auto. Automatically, depending upon the content, the cell has been adjusted. And not only this particular cell, the entire column is been adjusted here. So as I have told you earlier, grid is a property where you can target and either of the element in either of the way. That is, either you can target here in row wise or column wise. So, and also a particular item can be targeted in both row wise and column wise. So hope you all can see the all can see the power of auto. So let's move to the another thing. What is it? Okay, so what is it? Let me show you. Just remove it. Okay. So what we will be, I will be telling you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So sometimes what happens, you want to create so many columns of 1 FR, 2 FR, 1 FR, 2 FR, 1. So it is not possible for the developer to write such kind of command. So what he will do, there is a function called repeat. So we'll remove it. Grid template column auto repeat 2 times comma 1 FR. Control S C. What does this mean? Grid template column. So the command has to act on column auto. The first cell has to be auto. Second, repeat 2 times 1 FR. The space left has to be repeated twice. C 2 FR. Control S 2 times 2 FR. So we'll change here to 3. C 3 times the space left has been divided in 1 FR. I hope you all will be able to catch the things. I'm telling you in a very simple way, in a very simple layman language. For this is also very difficult for me to tell you in a very simple language actually. So repeat has been completed now. Then what is left? Uh, will tell you one more thing here. 1 FR, comma, sorry, 1 FR space 2 FR. What is this? See, in case you want uh, 2 twice, the pattern has been repeated. Which pattern? 1 FR, 2 FR, 1 FR, 2 FR. So first one is auto, 1 FR, 2 FR, 1 FR, 2 FR. Okay? Yeah, fine. So I hope it is clear. 1 FR, 2 FR, 1 FR, 2 FR. This particular pattern has to be repeated twice. Okay, moving on to the next part. Some basic styling has to be changed now in order for me to understand. One minute. Some more divs to be added there. See, we will be now working on 30 divs. So remove it. So as you all know, it's a basic div. Okay. So what we will be doing here? In case in any of the website there are so many contents to be added, how to do this? So there are n number of websites with n number of layouts: two page, two column, three column, four column, five column. So you all have saw the movies, web page, the Amazon web page, the Flipkart web page, where so many columns are there. Some columns are of twice of the twice the size of the above or below column. So let me tell you how this type of things to create. So initially, to start with, let's target container, the main parent. Control C dot display grid. So I will be using the shortcuts now. As you all can see, I have write display grid, DG, display grid. So by default this has came. Control S, nothing has happened because it's a row level element. Now grid gap 20 px, grid template column. Oh, sorry. Grid template column. Repeat 5 times 1 fr. One minute, why it is not coming? There is some error. Control X. Please try to learn some, you know, what troubleshooting also. See, because while doing the real projects, you need to troubleshoot the code also. See, this has come now. Because what has happened here, the all the 30 items were not in a div. So I did it correctly now. So let's move it out. We have created a template of columns with 5 times of 1 fr. The space available divided into 5. Now let's target item number 9 dot will copy paste dot item 9 background. Let's take it as green. See the 9 and width width 500 px. So what is happened here? The entire width has been replicated in the entire column. This is not looking good, which we need to correct it out. How to correct it out? There is a property called span. Span is a property which actually merge two of the cells without affecting the rest of the pattern. I will tell you how. See, grid column span 2. Span 2. What he did, they have the span have actually merged the column. Two of the space allotted to a single column has now been given to a single column. This is the main function of the span. See, without affecting the rest of the row or column pattern, they have shifted the number 30th in another column. See, it happens. Why I'm telling you this? Because this such type of requirements will come when you are doing the live projects. So let's move to the another property. So here what we have did, see, we have we did the span for column. Now there is another property for doing the span for row also. See, row matlab, row means this, column means this. Entire area has been given to a single digit. This is the property of span. This function works. See here, control Z. See, in any of the ways you can use it. So let's move on to the another part. What is that? So grid column start and grid column end. What is this? So in case you want this merging from where to where, so as you all can see, 1 2 3 4 5 column. In case you want the merging, the spanning from column number 1 to 5th, so you can give that also. So related grid column start second and grid column end fifth. Sorry, grid column end fifth. Control S. See, it start the spanning starts from second number of column number second till fifth, second, third, fourth. The start of the fifth, the space has took till start of the fifth. Why it is not? Why it is not done here? Because as we have given the command to start from second only, so the spanning has act accordingly. Because here the space is not left to follow the command grid column start and grid column end. So like that only you can do for row also. See, as I told you earlier, I have told you many times, grid property in CSS works in both the direction, row and column. So using this property, you can do in row and column both way. So what is left now? Only small thing is left. Give me a second. Okay, so uh, let me do inactive. So we'll do. There is a shortcut to do this thing. What we have done in 2 lines. Grid column to see what has happened now. 2 starting from 2 to span of 6. So starting from 2 to span of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So there is another concept, as I have told you. Let me inspect this again for you. And see the numbers. Read the numbers. -1. This is -1. This is -2, -3. So you can do spanning in reverse order also. How? I will tell you. Let's target another item, number 17. So we have changed the color and grid column 1 to -1. Targeting 18. Okay. Mm, I hope you are able to understand the things properly. In case anyone have any doubt, you can comment out. So by this, the CSS grid, the first part of CSS grid has been completed. So tomorrow, same time, we will be doing the rest of the CSS grid. In case anyone have any doubt, attendance sheet has been given. You all are requested to please fill it for proper certification.